Sergeant Shriver was an idealist and a public relations man and a charming man who could charm everybody in Washington. And he was told by the president that he wanted a small Peace Corps of a few skilled people who would operate under the tutelage of foreign aid experts. And that didn't appeal to Sergeant Shriver. He wanted a big Peace Corps. He knew it was the only way to make an impact, and he wanted to deal with the tens of thousands of letters he was receiving from young people all over the United States that said they wanted to join President Kennedy's Peace Corps, and he knew a little Peace Corps wouldn't take care of them. And the Peace Corps was a national phenomenon. The Peace Corps made the front pages of American newspapers practically every day. There was tremendous excitement. New Yorker ran 6 cartoons the first year about the Peace Corps. And the first volunteers that were selected, Peace Corps, their names were in the New York Times as if they had won Guggenheim fellowships. Now the Peace Corps can barely get any news about itself into the papers, and very few people know the name of the director, whose name is Aaron Williams, and has far greater experience in the field of economic development and in the poor countries overseas, and a former Peace Corps volunteer himself. He has far greater experience than Sergeant Shriver ever had. The situation today is that there is very little publicity about the Peace Corps. Even in the early days, despite the fact that the outpouring of volunteers were from recent college graduates, they came from the colleges, there was a place for older volunteers. In fact, one of the most famous volunteers was Miss Lillian, who was, I believe, 69. She was a nurse in India, and she was the mother of Governor Jimmy Carter of Georgia. So they did have older volunteers. I think the Peace Corps has gotten older. The average age has increased a bit. There are probably more 60-year-olds and older now than there were before. But it's still basically an agency of younger people. I probably would want to go somewhere in Africa because I know Africa best, and I know the need is so great. The problem is at the moment, well, I'm well over 60 without the enthusiasm. Over the years, I've met volunteers, isolated in villages, or read about them. I wondered whether I myself would have had the patience to spend 2 years in a village where I'd be shut out from the world. It's amazing heroism that I think we outsiders don't realize. The volunteers themselves may not realize how heroic they are, but I think they are heroes, and I'm not sure I would measure up. My name is Stanley Meisler. I'm the author of When the World Calls, the inside story of the Peace Corps and its first 50 years.